Yo, what's up guys? It's Noah here, and in today's video, I'm going to be talking through a couple of my favorite plays on Prizepicks for today's slate for Friday, May the 13th. We do have two games once again on Friday night. This could be one of the last days that we have two games on. Depending on if these series go on to a game 7, we might only be getting like one game a day moving forward. In the conference, whenever the conference finals gets here, we won't have two games on in one day. It'll be one game one day, and then the other game will be the next day. But we got two games tonight. We do have Game 6 of Milwaukee and Boston. Milwaukee is up 3-2 in that series, playing at home, a chance to close that series out and move on to the Eastern Conference Finals, where they'll play the Heat. And then we have Game 6 of Golden State and Memphis. Golden State playing at home, a chance to close out that series to move on to the Western Conference Finals. So we got two elimination games tonight. Should be some close games, I hope. Obviously last time Golden State and Memphis played, it was a massive blowout. No one expected that. Memphis won by like 40. I'm hoping we get some close games tonight. The Milwaukee-Boston series, that has been a great series so far. It's been like every game for the most part has been close and down to the wire. So hopefully we get some good action tonight. I was able to find 3 props I did like for today's slate. What stood out to me taking a first look at the board on Thursday night. We'll talk through the 3 plays I like as always. Before we do get started though, we can recap Thursday's plays. And once again on Thursday, we had one guy cost us from a clean sweep. We went 2-1 on the 3 plays we gave out Thursday. Hit the over 7.5 rebounds for Bam Adebayo. He finished, over, one over. He finished with 8. Needed 5 rebounds from Dorian Finney-Smith, over 4.5 rebounds from Dorian Finney-Smith, and he finished with 5, so he got there. Sadly, Chris Paul could not get 9 assists for us. We needed over 8.5, and he only finished with 4 assists. But I was watching that, Suns game, and I was watching Chris Paul, like, so many assists were blown because his teammates just couldn't make shots. Like, there was a few times where he had some easy layups for DeAndre Ayton, and DeAndre Ayton missed the easy layups. There was one time when he had a easy layup for Jay Crowder, and he got fouled, but he didn't finish the layup. I saw a few times there were some 3-point attempts. I know Devin Booker had like a corner 3 that would have been assisted by Chris Paul, and he missed it. So unfortunate. Like, I felt like the opportunities were there for Chris Paul to get 9 assists. His teammates just couldn't make shots. So it is what it is. We didn't get the clean sweep Thursday, but we have had 2-1 days, back-to-back 2-1 days. So we've gone, 4-2 over the last 2 days. Hopefully you guys maybe have made a little bit of money. If you do 3 pick power plays and we get a pick wrong, obviously you're not going to win anything. But if you do mix and match, so like if you did a 2-pick with Bam and DFS yesterday, you could have made a little bit of money back from that. Obviously you probably wouldn't have profited, but it's always nice to maybe make a little bit of money back and not just completely brick out. That's why I always say maybe do a flex play, maybe mix and match and do a couple different 2-pick entries, so that way even if we do get a pick wrong like we did on Thursday, you could maybe still get some money back. But hopefully we can get a clean sweep tonight. We're going to talk through the 3 plays I like for today. So before we get started, guys, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Always appreciate you guys checking out these videos every day. If you are new to Prizepicks and you want to sign up for Prizepicks, you can use my promo code NOAH. Prizepicks will match your first deposit up to $100 when you do sign up with my promo code. But let's talk through the 3 plays I like for today. And the 3 plays I'm on are plays that I've been on a lot lately. I feel like the lines just are too low in my opinion. So the first one I like is a points prop. And we're going to go down to Jaren Jackson Jr. over 17.5 points. I've been on this prop the last 2 games, and it's hitting both games without Ja Morant. Last 2 games, Jaren Jackson Jr. has scored 21 points in both games. First game without Ja, so game 4 of this series, Jaren Jackson Jr. played 34 minutes. It was a close game. He stayed out of foul trouble. He took the most shots on the team. He took 21 shots and finished with 21 points. He also shot the ball pretty poorly in that game. He shot 7 for 21, so had a pretty poor shooting game in game 4 and still went over his points prop. And then last game in that massive blowout, he was able to get there even just playing 25 minutes. He put up 21 points in 25 minutes. He did have a pretty efficient shooting game. He shot 6 for 10 from the field, 4 for 6 from 3. But obviously, his minutes were cut way down last game, and he did still go over. But what really makes me like this prop is the massive usage bump that Jaren Jackson Jr. gets whenever Ja Morant is off the floor. If you actually take a look at the usage this season with Ja Morant off the floor, Jaren Jackson Jr. leads the team with a 30.1% usage rate. He sees a 4.6% bump in usage, which is the biggest bump in or biggest differential on the team. He gets the biggest bump in usage whenever Ja Morant is off the floor. And if you actually look over the last 2 games, these last 2 playoff games without Ja, Jaren Jackson Jr. pretty much had the highest usage rate on the team. Jared Culver, he's got a 30% usage rate, but that was in 12 minutes. Like, that was all in garbage time last game, so I don't even want to look at that. 26.1% usage rate for Triple J over these last 2 games without Ja. The field goal attempts have been there for the most part. He's been scoring a ton. He's a guy that can score when given opportunity. And clearly without Ja Morant, there's going to be a lot of opportunity for everyone, and specifically Jaren Jackson Jr. I expect him to be a guy that steps up on a nightly basis. They're going to have to lean more into his offense. He's a pretty good three-point shooter. He's a guy that can get down, get in the post and, back guys up. He's a pretty good scorer. He's a pretty good player in general. He's just a guy that always is in foul trouble. That's what always kills Jaren Jackson Jr. The foul trouble is always a concern for him, but so far in this series, I don't want to jinx it, but so far in this series, he has done a pretty good job of staying out of foul trouble for the most part. And if he's not in foul trouble, I think we're getting like 32, 34 minutes from Triple J. I think the usage and the shot attempts will be there as long as he can shoot the ball, somewhat efficiently. Feel pretty good about him scoring 18 points. I was very surprised to see this line at 17.5 again after he went over last game. I thought it was going to be like maybe 19.5, 20.5. So I still feel like it's a little bit too low. I think 17.5 points for Jaren Jackson Jr. I think him scoring 18 points is easily doable with the usage he's had, with Ja Morant off the floor this year. And then the next prop I like, this is one of my Patreon plays I had last slate that did not hit, sadly, but it should have hit. I mean, a lot of the Warriors props should have hit last game, but specifically this one. I was on Draymond Green over 6.5 assists last game. He had 5 assists at halftime, barely played in the second half, obviously because of that blowout. I'm going back to it. I think it looks too good. Over 6.5 assists for Draymond. I like, once again, this is a number that he has gone over in 2 out of his last 5 games. So, obviously that's not a hit rate that we would like to see. But, if you look more into it, especially last game. I mean, last game he played like, 22, 24 minutes. He barely played in the second half. He played like 5 minutes to start the third quarter and then subbed out and obviously never checked back in because Golden State was losing so badly. But even in those, 22 minutes, Draymond had 5 assists. If you actually look at the potential assists last game, he still had a good amount of potentials even in just 22 minutes. He had 10 potential assists in just 22 minutes. So almost, in the first half, basically. I mean, he did have maybe 1 or 2 potentials to start the third quarter, but pretty much, in just 20 minutes, he had 10 potential assists. So far in the postseason, Draymond has led the team with 13.6 potential assists per game. And if you watch these, Warriors games, I mean, the way the Warriors offense is run, like Draymond, they give the ball to Draymond at the top of the key, and then he just like kind of directs traffic. He just, you go over here, and he just finds the open guy. It really just comes down to, Steph, Clay, Poole, Wiggins, like can they knock down their shots? The potentials are always going to be there for Draymond for the most part. I think in this game, in game 4 of this series, I think he actually had like 19 potential assists in this game, and he only finished with 5 assists, which was super unlucky. Last game, he had 10 potential assists in just 22 minutes. So the potentials are going to be there. It just comes down to Golden State knocking down their shots. And playing at home in an elimination game, you would expect Golden State to come out and play well here. Obviously, after they got the crap beat out of them last game, this is a spot where you expect them to play well. Curry, a lot of these guys like Curry and Clay, it seems like they do shoot better at home. I don't know if home road splits, do those really matter in NBA? Maybe not, but I like Draymond's chances of getting 7 assists. The potentials are going to be there. It just comes down to Steph and Clay and Poole and all those guys hitting their shots, and I think they will. Playing at home here, this should be a close game. At least we hope. So far the last 2 games without Ja Morant, Memphis has done a pretty good job. Like they obviously blew them out last game, and then the game before that, game 4, that was a close game. That was a game where I think they only lost by like 3. So Memphis has been playing well even without Ja. I think they do keep this game close. I think we will see Draymond play 32, 34 minutes, and I like his chances of getting 7 assists, especially just with how much he's got the ball in his hands, with how many potential assists he'll get. It just comes down to, can all these Warriors guys knock down their shots, which, playing at home, I think they will. So I like that one a lot, over 6.5 assists for Draymond Green as our second pick for today. And then our third pick is a rebound prop. Again, I was on this one last game, did not hit, but I like it again, man. I just think it's too good. I'm taking over 5.5 rebounds for Andrew Wiggins. I know Andrew Wiggins only had 1 rebound last game, but if you look at, so far in the playoffs and so far, basically just his rebounding numbers so far in the playoffs, he has been rebounding at a really high rate. You can actually look at the, rebound chances so far in the postseason. He's averaging the second most rebound chances per game, only behind Draymond Green, 12.8 rebound chances per game for Andrew Wiggins. He's averaging over 6 rebounds per game in the postseason. And if you actually look at his game log so far in the playoffs, they've played 10 playoff games, 5 against Denver, 5 against Memphis. Andrew Wiggins has at least 6 rebounds in 7 of 10 playoff games so far this year. so far this this playoffs. In the 3 games where he did not get 6 rebounds, one game he played just 24 minutes, another game he played just 26 minutes. I think both those games might have been blowouts, or maybe one of them. I think one of them Wiggins was in foul trouble. I can't remember which one it was. And then obviously you have last game where Wiggins played just 19 minutes because it was such a massive blowout. When Wiggins plays his full minutes, upper 30s, he's getting 6 rebounds on pretty much on average. And so far in the playoffs, again, he's averaged over 6 rebounds per game. The rebounding chances have been there. He's been playing around the basket a lot. And I was watching last game, like very similar to the Draymond assist. Like Draymond, there's some assist opportunities that Draymond definitely missed out on. There were some rebound opportunities that Wiggins missed out on. I was on Wiggins rebounds last game. That was one of my free plays I gave out last game, and it did not hit. But I was watching the game, and Wiggins was around the basket a lot. He had 7 rebound chances in the 19 minutes that he played. So, I mean, he almost averaged like the same amount of same amount of rebound chances, just fewer rebound chances than Draymond Green in slightly fewer minutes. So, I think if we're getting like 34, 36 minutes from Wiggins today, which is what he normally plays in close games, games where he's not in foul trouble, the rebound chances are going to be there. He's been around the basket a lot. He's basically their starting power forward right now. He's been rebounding so far in the playoffs. Obviously, Golden State is a team that pretty much will play small ball. They'll play Draymond to the 5, which will pretty much mean Wiggins plays the 4. Wiggins should get a lot of rebounding opportunities. It's been that way so far in the postseason. He's been averaging over 6 rebounds per game. I think this line should be 6.5 on a nightly basis. Whenever it's at 5.5, I like to take it. I took it last game, didn't hit. I don't care. It was a massive blowout. It was just the most outlier game last game. If that game stays close and Wiggins plays 36 minutes, who knows? He probably does grab 6 rebounds. For the most part, when he's played his normal minutes, he's been able to eclipse this rebound line. So hopefully this game stays close tonight, and if it does, I like chances of both these Golden State props hitting. I like the chances of Triple J hitting his points prop as well. So all 3 plays I'm on for today at first look are all coming in the late game, so we'll have some late night sweats on this Friday night. But hope you guys enjoyed this video. As always, I appreciate you watching. Hit that like button before you do get out of here. Hit that subscribe button as well. Again, make sure to check out Prizepicks if you have not yet. Sign up and use promo code NOAH. They will match your first deposit up to $100 when you do sign up with my promo code. And you can tell the picks I give in this video. You can take a look at their board for Friday. Obviously, they'll have more props posted as we get closer to tip-off Friday night. Make some picks for yourself. You can make or win up to 10 extra money on Prizepicks. It's a ton of fun. Get over there, sign up, use code NOAH, get your first deposit matched up to $100. But yeah, guys, that's what I got for tonight. Hopefully we can get a clean sweep tonight. It's been kind of annoying the last 2 days. We've gone 2-1. Had one guy sell us. Wiggins sold us the other night. Chris Paul sold us on Thursday. Hopefully tonight nobody can sell. We can just hit all three of our plays. We get some close games tonight. All of our guys play full minutes, and if they do. If they play their full minutes tonight, I like the chances of all these props hitting. But that's what I got for tonight, guys. Wish you the best of luck, and we will see you in the next video. Peace.